cuts to the group sitting around the fire and sharing stories. Here, Tenef asked Erath if he had fought a battle before, and Erath confirmed that there was one. It was a skirmish west of the Dalamor Plains. It was a quick and light action. But after revealing this, the rest of his group kept looking at him, as if they wanted to hear more. After all of them were veteran soldiers, and so Erath kept going. He told them how they were attacking people tending some fertile lands. These people were big and strong, but their job was to till the soil, not to fight. So after the drumbeat got quick and they charged in, the job was done quickly. Erath himself was the rearguard, so after he finally got to the battlefield, the enemy was broken already. And his job was to finish those who couldn't be saved, and to dig graves. Just talking about this gave Erath flashbacks of those horrible times. How the wounded kept grabbing onto his ankles, and in a language he couldn't understand, they begged him to end their suffering. Tenef asked, when did this happen? And he answered, this spring. When it was finally time for Typhalangi to tell her story, she just said that she served far from here, and the green light in her eyes told the others she wouldn't say more. The story then cuts to their entire group finally enjoying some sleep. However, it didn't take long before Erath was woken up by a cold blade pressing on his neck. All he heard from the darkness was, "Do as I say in silence, or I will cut your throat." And so Erath slowly got to his feet, keeping his hands in sight. Then he was led away to the edge of the camp. He saw a group of figures ahead of him, and when they approached them, he heard the low growling of hounds, as the figures were revealed to be Errol and Merritt, with the runesmith kneeling between them. At this point, Erath was awake enough to recognize that the voice behind him was Tenef. She asked him what was he doing in Ionia, but before he could say anything back, Typhalangi said that he knows nothing, after which Tenef lifted the blade from his neck. At this point, Merritt questioned if Erath even knew who the runesmith was making them hunt, to which Typhalangi replied that Erath knows only what he has to know. But Tenef added that perhaps it was time that he knew as well. They were hunting a ghost, a warrior who died in honor as a hero to Noxus. It was their comrade, it was their sister. Typhalangi added that she was alive, but Tenef hissed back that it was a lie. Typhalangi then said that the powers she serves don't lie, and so when she says she lives, she lives. And now the Empire commanded them to bring her back. Tenef asked for a proof that she's right, so Typhalangi pointed out their sister's blade. She tried to destroy it in these lands, but the magic cried out at the desecration. Typhalangi's master saw it as if they stood in the room with her. That was how she knew. Still, Tenef added that this meant that their sister was a deserter. The punishment